Hi FPL managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. In this video we're going to do a preview for Game Week 10 last minute. Let's catch up with some team news, have a look at the fixture and final thoughts. 7 fixtures on Saturday. I can't remember the last time we had so many games on a Saturday. There's the early kickoff with Leicester versus Arsenal. We'll look at the team news in a minute. Then we've got the Burnley, Brentford, Liverpool, home to Brighton, Manchester City, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Chelsea. There's a lot of games involving the top sides against sides that are perhaps lower down the league. Watford then against Southampton, and then finally in the evening kickoff we have Spurs against Manchester United. Sunday, 2 games, Norwich versus Leeds and Aston Villa versus Ham. And then finally on the Monday night we have Wolves against Everton to round it all off. There's good news for Vardy owners. It is said by Brendan Rodgers that he is fit and ready for action for Jamie Vardy. That was great news. Pereira, there is a question mark, and Perez has a bit of a bug. The same thing's happening also with Arsenal, where Arteta was questioned about a bit sort of an illness bug going through the side. White and Murray have not trained this week, and they're going to be assessed just before the game. Nothing definitive was said about Mbeumo for possible Brentford owners. It was a minor injury to him and Pinnock that are going to be assessed. So he hasn't been ruled out, but he hasn't been absolutely certified as playing. Ben Mee, though, does return to that Burnley defence. Probably one of the most interesting press conferences was Newcastle versus Chelsea, where Lukaku and Werner, it was said by Tuchel, will be out for some weeks and they'll be targeting a return after the international break. So that was interesting to learn. Pulisic is back in training, but it was suggested he wouldn't be able to come back this week. The rest of the team, though, the notes of Azpilicueta has come through fine. Nothing else was said about Christensen. So because of him not being mentioned, you assume he came back to training on Thursday. He should be fit and available for selection. A little bit of news on Decore is that he could be out for yet again a couple of weeks. He's not ready, but Richarlison, possible asset to own in future. He's confident, Benitez said, that he may be able to start. So not a definite. Seems he's definitely going to be on a bench, but maybe a start is just around the corner, if not this week. Okay, let's have a look at some of the team news that came out yesterday in the press conferences that would interest us as Fantasy League managers. Rafinha, it was told by Bielsa, should be available, but he did talk about Bamford and he should be out until after the international break. Not too many FPL assets that we need to worry about with Liverpool and Brighton, other than a rotation perhaps of the likes of Firmino and up front obviously you've got lots of Origi, Jota. Milner is definitely out. Fabinho and Thiago are definitely out. Dan Burn is a possibility, well he's definitely out, for Brighton. Basuma was on the bench for the EFL Cup game, so he could make another bench appearance or start for Brighton, although it seems that a bench is more likely. Spurs versus Man United then. Nuno was questioned over the commitment of some players, and he sort of, without directly naming one or two that weren't in the side, did question their levels of commitment. But in terms of team news, from a fantasy point of view, Pogba is definitely ruled back, but Varane and Martial are back in contention, Solskjaer says. Nothing much to report from the Villa and West Ham. All they did say is Bay, the Jamaican winger who was carried an injury when he came to the club, also picked up on international duty. It was said by Aston Villa that they just basically they've wrapped him up in cotton wool since the last game and they've played him in. Didn't say he would definitely start or not, but he did say Emiliano Martinez in goal for Aston Villa. He is back after a trip to Argentina for personal reasons, but he should be back in the side again. So with all that team news, just looking at my own side, I had a decision to make about Ramsdale or Foster in goal. At the moment I'm going for Foster just because I can't see Ramsdale keeping that clean sheet against Leicester. I can't really see Foster keeping one against Southampton either, but I think there's more chance of him. It feels like a flip of the coin there. Hopeful then that Christensen is fit, he's fine. It seems that the news on Rafinha, even though he has a flag, is positive, so that's good news. Vardy absolutely looks like he's fine, so suddenly I do have a lot of options, and whereas I did have a transfer that I was looking at making to ensure that I had 11 starters, I think I'm just going to roll it, because the other news that came out as well was that Broha is being ruled out for Southampton, so there is a question mark now whether Adam Armstrong will start up front or possibly Che Adams. Ward-Prowse will come into the side because otherwise you would have been a possibility that Armstrong would be on penalties. But Armstrong, for me, probably will stay on the bench. So if the likes of Christensen do not make it, he is rotated, or one of the other City or Chelsea players rotated, then Armstrong comes in and I'm putting Benrahma on the bench. It's a risk. I do like Benrahma, not being returning, but it's always a worry. You're just not going to get it right all the time. It seems sensible to play Armstrong at Watford than Benrahma at Aston Villa. So we'll see how that one goes. That's all for this week, guys. Game week 10 is now upon us. Thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have, I appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Good luck with everything you choose over the weekend, and then I will see you on the other side.